So we have multiple breaking news coming out. Please share this video. Today is March 6, 2025, and welcome to the Real GS News channel. Guys, before I start, give this video a big thumbs up. And once again, thank you so much for your support. So we're going to start with this one here. Pentagon issues ominous message about nukes within hours of China saying it was ready for war. Wow. Pentagon issue a stark warning. All right, so we're going to see what's going on here, guys. And give me a second here. I want to bring this information up. We're going to also talk about this one. If you can, once again, please share this video. All right, so Donald chilling WW3 threat to NATO allies if they don't meet one condition. Now, once again, Donald is reportedly considering not defending NATO members that do not meet the defense spending threshold. He also considering prioritizing military exercises with NATO members that meet the threshold. All right, so that's what's going on right now, guys. That is what's going on, and we're gonna see what's happening with these two breaking news. And I want to thank every single one of you for your support. Again, for those of you that want to help contribute to the channel, we do have the Cash App link and the PayPal link in the description box. Also, another way for to support the channel is through Patreon. $1 a month, we get you access to our live stream once a week. We talk about things that we talk about things that we cannot talk about on the platform. And I want to thank that one person that say, "Louis, this is for you to get a cup of coffee." Thank you so much. I do got the cup of coffee. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So thanks for the coffee. Okay, let's see what's going on here. And if I sound tired, guys, it's because I was working all day. I was fixing the car, and I got it running. I changed the spark plugs, the wires, the ignition coil, and it didn't work. And then I tapped the starter, and the car turned on. So it's the starter that needs to be replaced. But everything's fixed. I got it all running, and yeah, it was a lot of work. It was a lot of work. All right, so it says here, the Pentagon has issued a powerful message to enemies secretly planning strikes on the sleeping giant. We'll find you. Hold you accountable, the DoD said Wednesday, announcing the completion of a new nuclear strike scenario. Come on. Stop bringing up the nukes. So this prominent hunt exercise saw special units don white hazmat suits as they simulated nuclear detonation. What? To validate the team's ability to gather evidence to support presidential decision making during a nuclear strike scenario. Whoa. It says here, the team participated in a simulated nuclear detonation and collected ground evidence to determine where it came from and how it got there, which is known as nuclear forensics. National Technical Nuclear Forensic is absolutely a part of nuclear deterrence by messaging to our adversaries that the US Gov has the capability, and should there be a nuclear detonation, said Brian, the director of nuclear forensic, energy, and survivability within DoD Office of Nuclear Matters. While the exercises took place from January 26th to January 31st, DoD only shared the updates this week, and within hours of the Red Dragon say it was ready for a tariff war or any other type of biblical war. The Red Dragon statement was in response to Donald vowed to impose further tariffs on the nation. Man. During Donald Tuesday address to Congress, he revealed that further tariffs would hit on April the 2nd, including reciprocal tariffs and non-tariff actions aimed at balancing out years of trade imbalances. Look at this, guys. Look at this here. Look at this. So the message came in a press release announcing it had completed the prominent hunt exercise, so special units donned white hazmat suits as they simulated nuclear detonation. Man. Please share the video. The DoD emphasized that such training exercises have been conducted twice a year since 2012. Once again, you have the FB Albany Public Affairs officer Sarah said, "I believe planning for this one began back in the spring." And she added that these drills are not due to any recent or ongoing world events. That's what they say. But again, it's preparing for worst case scenario. And we are definitely closer to seeing WW3, guys. Even the doomsday clock has reached 90 seconds to midnight. So nuclear forensic works by analyzing the isotopic composition, chemical impurities, and physical characteristic of a nuclear material sample to determine its origin and history. It essentially acts like a fingerprint to trace the source of the material, similar to how DNA analysis is used in criminal investigation. Timothy Jacob Hood, the senior scientific advisor for the Office of Nuclear Matters, said these special units are specifically looking for radioactive debris that can be analyzed. Now, when a nuclear detonation occurs, you see the traditional mushroom cloud, and in that cloud are the debris that we want to collect. But we need to do various models of detonation in the local weather to determine where the best debris is going to fall. Once again, preparing for worst case scenario. During the prominent hunt exercise, teams scored the area for samples and sent them to DoD labs where scientists use specialized technologies to uncover the fingerprints. While the exercise took place from January 28 to 31st, the DoD only shared the updates this week and within hours of China saying it was ready for tariff war or any other type of war. During the prominent hunt exercise, teams once again scored the area for samples and sent them to DoD labs, where scientists used specialized technology to uncover the fingerprint. Drew Walter, Deputy Assistant Secretary of Defense for Nuclear Matters, said the Ground Collection Task Force accomplished their goal successfully and was validated. Our DoD team demonstrated their readiness to collect forensic quality debris samples, working with their agencies and National Security Administration partners, Walter said. Our ability to gather post-detonation debris and perform nuclear forensic analysis is a key element of our nuclear deterrent. The next prominent hunt is scheduled for August. Once again, Congress mandated nuclear forensic in the early 2000s as a response to what happened in 2001. You guys know the Big Apple. One of the goals of the mandate was to enhance the ability to use forensic evidence from the nuclear debris to discover who was responsible for a nuclear detonation on American soil. But those explosions that prominent hunt focuses on are not from nuclear missiles, like those that might come from a nuclear-armed adversary nations. It says here, when people think of nuclear detonation, the first thought is ballistic missile, a bomber aircraft, said Timothy, the senior scientific advisor for the Office of Nuclear Matters. Nuclear forensic, however, focusing on stopping the strikes by means or improvised nuclear device or by states who plan to deny responsibility for strikes. These type of strikes won't be traceable from a launch within a nation, said DOD. The exercise focused on the idea that if a bomb goes off in a region, collecting ground debris will be critical to finding where it came from and how it got there. In those scenarios, you're less certain, and you need to know with total confidence who was responsible for these strikes, so that we can inform our senior leaders and they can determine the appropriate response. All right. So once again, very important information there, guys. Preparing for worst case scenario. In other words, the Pentagon issued stark warning on nukes as the Red Dragon signals readiness for war. We're going to go with the next one. Give me a second here. Let me just close this window really quick because it's slowing down my computer. And it's kind of buffering really bad too. So, and it's taking a while to close. All right, so there we go. It's already done. Let's go with the next news here. So Donald chilling WW3 threat to NATO allies if they don't meet one condition. Once again, Donald is reportedly considering not defending NATO members that do not meet the defense spending threshold. He is also considering prioritizing military exercises with NATO members that meet the threshold. Please share the video. Once again, Donald is reportedly considering not defending the allegiance, the allies, NATO members that do not meet the defense spending threshold. He is also considering prioritizing military exercises with members of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization that meet the threshold, the news reported. Donald has already made it clear to America's European allies that the U.S. could reduce its military presence in Europe, and now he is open to reposition some U.S. troops in the region so they are focused in or around NATO countries that have scaled their defense spending to meet the specific percentage of their GDPs, the official said. Whoops. Truly apologize, guys. Give me a second here. I have to pause some of these videos. And I did pause them, but it just plays on its own. It plays on its own. Okay, so if this were to be enacted, the sleeping giant could theoretically not defend a fellow NATO member that is attacked if the country doesn't meet the defense spending threshold, the official said. Now, a change like this would deviate from a core tenet of the alliance known as Article 5, which says that an attack on any NATO country is an attack on all of them. So you strike one of us, you basically struck the entire alliance, meaning that we'll all come together and they will strike back at the enemy. That's what Article 5 means. So it says here, but when asked about Donald considering making these changes, you have National Security Council official told the news in a written statement that Donald is committed to NATO and Article 5. This comes as report that Donald is removing the sleeping giant from its leadership position within NATO, a position that the country has held since the alliance was formed following the end of WW2. Now, since then, the Supreme Allied Commander Europe has always been a senior U.S. general. Now, Donald is reportedly assisting the European allies take a greater responsibility for European security. He also expects a British or French general to take the role of Supreme Allied Commander Europe, according to the report. This comes following a disastrous Oval Office meeting with Ukrainian leader Zelensky on Friday that saw him and the VP berate the Ukrainian leader. Now, Donald also announced on Monday that his administration will be pausing all military aid to Ukraine. In the lead-up to the 2024 election, Donald vowed a quick end to the war in Ukraine, even once claiming that he could bring a halt to the fighting in one day. He has shown increasing frustration with Zelensky over the war while simultaneously expressing confidence that Vladimir, whom he has long admired, can be trusted to keep the peace if a truce is reached. Now, French Prime Minister has slammed Donald's decision, again describing it as an unbearable move that benefits the aggressor. Addressing French Senator on Tuesday, Prime Minister, I'm going to skip his name, said Ukraine was being abandoned. The word suspension fools no one. The suspension in war of assistance to an aggressed country signifies that the aggressed country is being abandoned and that one accepts or hopes that its aggressor wins, he said. Well, the one that feels abandoned is us as Sleeping Giant citizens. We felt abandoned. Yes, we. The one that run the Sleeping Giant nation for the past 4 years under Joe, we felt abandoned. You don't believe me? North Carolina, California, Florida, Hawaii, Ohio, multiple states that were hit with catastrophic event. We felt abandoned. But nobody talks about Sleeping Giant citizens, how we were left behind while the world was being fed all these equipments and money. Don is saying enough is enough. And that's where we at right now, guys. That is where we at right now. And again, you cannot deny it. I mean, we felt abandoned. Under Joe, we felt abandoned. It was terrible. It was a nightmare. But again, that's history. That's in the past. He's gone. And we're moving forward now. We've seen a sign, all right? We've seen something positive. No more sending money to biblical wars. Enough is enough. Let those husbands come home and be with their wives and their young ones. No more of that, throwing them in the front line. Again, it has to end. It's just, we can't be, ATM machines spitting all this money out here. And these biblical wars, you got more numbers just rising and so many passing away. It has to stop. And Donna's like, it stops here. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. Please share this video. Once again, very important information when it comes to nation against nation and kingdom against kingdom. Thank you so much for watching. For those of you that want to send us letters, a prayer request, you can send it to me, US Santiago, or my wife, Jessica Santiago, at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida, 34691. Once again, guys, $1 a month Patreon. We get to access to our live stream every Monday. We talk about things that we cannot talk about on the platform. Also, I posted videos today. Those links will be in the comments box. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you all. Put faith and trust in Jesus Christ, for He's the only way, the truth, and the life. No one gets to the Father except through Jesus. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time later. Peace.